Hello. Just fixing my camera angle. Wish there was a better way to know ahead of time if you were going to be in frame or focus, but you can't really see your surface very well when you first start out, so there's that. Okay, so I don't have a ton of time tonight because, like you guys know, probably you know, I am moving soon. Hey, Angela. I'm moving soon, and we need to be packing. We haven't done like anything, and I have a million deadlines. I have so many things this month. I think this is the busiest month I've ever had for crafting deadlines, and so I am swamped. But I did want to come on and spend some time with you guys because it's my normal time. I'm a couple minutes late, so sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to kind of get crafty a little bit and see what we could come up with in a shorter amount of time. Wanted to experiment some more with the colors that we chose for my scrapbook layout for Scrap Your Heart Out 2019. And I wanted to try something different. So this time I wanted to put on some paint and then try to work with a little bit of water as well on the gel plate so that maybe I could get a little bit of a looser print. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, Angela, that's awesome. I'm jealous. I wish I had been crafting for most of the day. I have not. I have been on baby duty most of the day. But it is what it is. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some colors. I'm going to use my spritzer, or my sprayer, I guess it's a sprayer. I'm going to use my sprayer from Tim Holtz to get my paint wet. So the colors that we chose are these ones. Hey, Lisa. So these are the colors that we chose for my scrapbook layout. I am so super excited about this. I'm feeling a little better, but I still have a pretty junky cough, which really stinks. And my sinuses are a little bit messed up, but hopefully it's on the way out the door because the tiredness and all that from being sick has really been making it hard to get my crafty stuff done and also to like pack and move and all that. So hopefully that will all be gone soon. Okay, so these are the colors that we selected. These are all Dina Wakley colors for acrylic paints. It's turquoise, heather, carnation, blushing, magenta, and then back to turquoise. So that's the color combination that we decided on. I'm really excited about it because I think it's gorgeous. I really, really like this. So I'm going to try to do something similar here, but like with a looser feel, and see if I might be able to manage that on my scrapbook layout. We will see. Okay, so I guess I'm going to start, let's see, what did I do? I did the turquoise first. So I'm going to try to keep my paint a little more centered. Normally that was kind of a lot of turquoise. Normally I kind of try to like spread it sort of all over. This time I'm going to try to keep it just in the middle. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to try to not go all the way to the edges. I want to try, hey Heidi, I want to try to keep it kind of in the center, and hopefully you will see why in a minute. If this is successful and is not a hot mess, I'm not really sure what to expect because I've never tried this before, but we'll see. Hello. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I am going to use my brayer, same as always. Set my sheet down over here so that I can roll off that excess paint. And here we go. Let's just see what happens. Whoa. I kind of swooshed off to the side a little bit there. All right. This is going to be a really pretty brayer sheet. I can tell already. Gorgeous. I like to try to get as much of that paint off as I can just so that I don't transfer too much of the color around. Since I'm repeating the color over, I broke my own rule. I said I wasn't going to go all the way to the edge. You guys. Oh. I did it. I broke my own rule. What was I thinking? Okay. I'm so used to doing it this way that I totally forgot already that fast, just like that. Forgot. Okay, let's see. How can I'm going to see how I can maybe save this a little bit. So what I'm going to try to do is take a paper towel. I don't know if this is going to work. This is, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just going to wipe off some of this on the edge like this. I don't care if it's perfect. In fact, it's probably better if it's not. So I'm just going to go from the edge, wipe it in. Now, the thing is that any little bit of paint that's left on here is going to transfer. If you feel like a lot of people are missing, it's because Christopher went live just a few minutes before you. Oh no. I did see that he was live, and I wanted to go and watch, but unfortunately, this is the only time that I have to come on with you guys. Hey, Ginny. And so I'll have to catch his replay after. But, I mean, you guys can totally go and watch his and catch up on mine later. I don't feel obligated to do anything. You know, you guys can always catch up with me later. Whatever is easiest for you guys. Okay. Whoa. All right, see how we're getting this crazy sort of effect here in the middle? I really think that that's super cool, and that's kind of what I was hoping would happen. Now I'm going to pull the print and see what we get. It should, because there's water, and this paper is not really great for water, so it may struggle a little bit, honestly, with the water because it's so, this paper is not really made for water. But oh my gosh, you guys, that's so cool. Of course, on your phone, and he's on the tablet. That's awesome. That is really, really cool. It's going to take a long time for that to dry, but that is really cool. I like it. I was just trying to see if, like, I don't know what kind of techniques I might be able to do. I'm going to put that on my little hardboard here so that I can set it aside and let it dry. But yeah, hi Marissa. I don't know, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I wanted to go and watch Christopher, and I'm definitely going to have to watch his replay because I think it said like new product or something. So I definitely want to check that out. But this is the only time that I had to spend with you guys, and I didn't want to miss it. Because I am on such a tight and hectic schedule with the move and all of that. Ooh, look at even that ghost print is so pretty. That is really, really cool. I like this a lot. I'm excited about this. So that's kind of a cool technique. Now, I think it probably, if I do it again, I should probably do it so that I can use less water. So I will try to make that happen this time. But yeah, anyway, so with the move coming up, we are less than a month out from moving. Like 3 weeks, I think we are. Oh, yay, Heidi. Yeah, we're like 3 weeks out from moving, and you guys, I have so many projects due this month. It's insane. I can't even believe it. Like, I actually had to sit down last night and write out a list of all the things that I have to do because I was getting kind of stressed out about it, to be honest. I was like, I have like a million kajillion deadlines coming up, and I need to just have this on paper so that I can see exactly what I'm working with here. And it was kind of appalling. Like I've got like a little bit of paint, like dried paint on here. I don't want to scratch it too much because I don't want to mar my I don't want to mar my brayer, but yikes. Okay, so oh, sorry. Maybe a little not enough paint, but we will see. I'm going to kind of come over here and sort of like repeat things a little bit. Ooh, that turned out kind of cool. All right, let's see. Maybe like a little bit of that. A little bit of that. All right, so that kind of continues the pattern a little bit. And I'm going to try to do it with less water this time, but hopefully still get a cool effect. We'll see. Excuse me. This is like one of the first times that I've played with water at all on my gel plate because, well, I'm not really using good paper for it. I bet if you used like a really good watercolor paper, this would be perfect. But I'm going to try to just use a minimal amount of water and see if I can get away with it on this construction paper. Ooh, okay, so this one isn't as loose because obviously we use less water, so you can still see those lines. If I had done with the paper towel like I did with the other one, this would be really cool, but you see it softens those colors that you already had. That's pretty neat. I like that. This would be really cool to die cut from. I really, really like that you could do like die cut words, anything. Oh, and I also got my very first purchase of Prima flower goods. So these are the ones that I bought for my scrapbook layout for National Scrapbook Day. And I'm really excited to try to use these in my layout. I went to Hobby Lobby last night and picked them up. So I got these really pretty butterflies. They're like glittery and sparkly. Then I got these crazy dimensional flowers with like these really pretty, I don't know, brads or something in the middle. I don't know. And then this kind of set of flower stuff that goes together because I figured if I wanted to do some sort of arrangement on the side, maybe I could do that. But I thought that that was really cool. And I thought that like the colors matched pretty well with this. So we've got like the purple and then the turquoise and then the pink. I thought these were like really perfect. So that should work really well. I'm excited. I can't wait. I hope that it turns out well. Hey they, how's it going? So we've been experimenting with our color palette and we are testing out the colors for my scrapbook layout that I'm going to be doing. Now that I've done that a little bit, I do... Oh, you love butterflies? I do too. They're so pretty. Now that we've done that, is there anything that you guys want to try with the gel plate while we have it out? I know we've kind of been doing sort of the same general things with the gel plate, just kind of making backgrounds and a couple stencils, but not like a whole lot. But is there anything while you guys are, if you decide or whatever, while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to make another background. And I'm going to actually use some bubble. Wow, that's a lot of turquoise. I'm going to use some bubble wrap and see what I can do as far as like getting some of these same kind of backgrounds, but like with a little bit of texture. I always do really like that aspect of it, adding kind of like an unexpected texture. I don't know what it is about this poor magenta, but it is having a hard time. Okay, this is a lot of paint, so we're going to have quite a bit of excess, but that is okay. We will make it work. I'm going to continue it over here to start out with, roll it off over here. I may actually, maybe not. I was going to say I might roll it off on one of those pages that I had just started, but I kind of liked the way that it was looking, so I think I'll leave it as is. Okay. I guess I can get off a little bit of this over here. Okay. Blend it out a little bit more. Okay, so with that, then I can grab my bubble wrap. Here. All right, so this one I've got big bubble wrap, so it's got a larger print than some of the smaller bubble wraps, but I think it's really cool. So you just plop that, oh gosh, I'm getting paint all over my shirt. You just plop that right in. I didn't realize it didn't go quite all the way to the edge there. I thought it was covering the whole plate. Apparently not. And then you take that off and then you see you've got this really super cool print. I think that that's awesome. And actually, while I have this here, I'm going to see if I can transfer some of this from the bubble wrap onto my background that I already made. Just for a little bit of extra added interest. Hopefully some of that will transfer. Yeah, that's so cool. That's really neat. Okay, I like that a lot. All right, then we've also got this shelf liner. So in a couple areas, I'm going to use, honestly, I'm going to use a paper towel for a minute because I don't really want to get my hands super dirty at the moment. But, you know, normally I would just use my hand and press it right down on there. Today, I'm not feeling quite as adventurous. Okay, so this just gives a little bit of texture. You can remove it in spots, or you can just use the shelf liner itself to give yourself that dimension. You can kind of like wad it up and press it on there, but it just makes it like a little less perfect. It doesn't look quite so patterned. Whereas like with the bubble wrap, it kind of just looked like I laid bubble wrap on top of it. All right, so before that dries, I'm going to go ahead and plop my paper right down on top. Smooth that out a bit. And hope for the best. I hope it wasn't too dry. Sometimes it gets a little too dry. Oh, that is so cool. All right, so check that out. It left some of it behind, so it lifted all the way just to the white there. But see, we've got the shelf liner kind of print here. We've got the bubble wrap. We've got kind of a mixture. And it looks super abstract. I think that that is so super cool. This would make a great background for pretty much anything. It would be a really cool art journal background. And that's something that I have started trying to do, is kind of save them a little bit. And instead of I don't like having an art journal that only has, it's like already bound and you have to work within the art journal. I would rather have pages like this where I create the background and then I can punch holes in it and put it into what will become my art journal. I just like the freedom of that a little bit more. But it's all personal preference and kind of what you like. But I don't know. I like to have the ability to like take the pages out and add pages in if I like a background or something. Have I tried the mirror technique yet on video? Do you mean like using this as to reverse a stamped image? We did that on Monday night. We did the mermaid. Let me grab it. Hold on. I have it right here. We did. Well, it's probably not really going to help you very much because they're both facing the same direction. But we were practicing with it. It was the first time I had ever tried it. Hold on, I've got the stamp set right here too. This is the My Favorite Things Mermazing stamp set. So there's the stamped image. Hopefully you can see that. So she's facing this way, and then I reversed it. I'm going to be honest, well, at least with the I only tried it with one type of ink. I didn't try a couple different types of ink or with like acrylic paint or something. With the ink, it's a little splotchy. Like it's not as dark as I would like it to be. So I was going over it with like a Copic to see if I could darken it up a little bit and make it look more like it would if I had stamped it. But it does give kind of a fainter. But this is with, I was using just regular dye. Oh, it's a hybrid ink, but I was using a regular hybrid ink pad, not anything fancy. Isn't this background so cool on the bottom though? That's so neat. I really like this one. It's like so dimensional. I don't know. These backgrounds are so cool. It baffles me that I can make something like this. That's super cool. Anyway, but yes, so we were experimenting with it a little bit. I haven't gotten to play around with it as much as I would like to, but yeah, it's very cool. And I actually, I can't show you the card. I have a card coming up. You know what? I can't show you the card, but Can I show you? Yeah. I can't show you the card, but I can show you what I was practicing on. So, excuse me. I have a, hey Tiffany, I have a card coming for Ranger, but not until like June, you guys. It's going to be forever. I used this Dude stamp set right here, and I mirrored it, and then flipped it around upside down to make Dad. So I just masked off the E, and then I just drew a line in to make the A. So I turned it in from Dude into Dad using the gel plate to reverse stamp that. I thought that was really cool. So you guys will see a card that I have coming up with that. It's not really this at all, but I changed my mind about what kind of design I wanted to do, but this is where I was practicing with it, with the different ink colors. So yeah, I used this Dude stamp, mirrored it, and it was good to go. It's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so that's that. Excuse me. Okay, so Tiffany, we're still practicing for National Scrapbook Day. We've decided on a color palette, which is this, which I shared in our little Scrap Your Heart Out group. So this is the color palette that I selected, and we've just been kind of experimenting, hey Deborah, with different ways to incorporate these colors. And what I'm contemplating is maybe die cutting some like octagons or hexagons or something from these, and then like layering them on a piece of white cardstock. I'm not sure yet. So this one, these two we just made. This was just like from the bubble wrap, and then this one was the print that we pulled with the bubble wrap and some shelf liner. So I liked that a lot. I think that's pretty cool. And now we've got some good gunk on our mat that we can use. And then we were also experimenting with some watercolor type stuff with the acrylic paints. Now this paper is not good for water. It's like extremely buckled and warped, which is crazy. But hey, Evilise. But I thought it still looked really cool. So hopefully once it dries, I can flatten it back out. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to, but maybe I can like iron it, and it'll flatten it out a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so we've got some more gunk that we can pull off of here. So I want to do that. Whew. Oh, boo. Well, enjoy. I'm at least already done with dinner, thankfully. My kids are showering and getting to bed. Okay, what do we want to do for a background? Let's see. Why don't I'm going to bring in another color. I'm going to use, do I want to use Apricot? Let's use Apricot because it's got a little bit of a tint to it, but it's not anything crazy that's going to be overwhelming. So again, this is Dina Wakley. All these colors are Dina Wakley. They are really great paints. I like them a lot, especially for the gel plate. I don't really do a whole lot of other art type things with paint, but I'm sure that they would be good for that as well. There's a little fleck of something on here. There we go. The only bad thing is that sometimes you get pieces of paint or chips of paint that kind of fleck off into your print, which can be cool, but can also be real annoying. Like that. Okay. Hey, Belinda. No, Heidi, I did not see that. I'm gonna have to check that out because that sounds awesome. I love Mary. She's great. Did you guys watch her blooper video? I have to comment and tell her, like, girl, you ain't seen nothing. But the bloopers that happen on my channel, woo. And then I'll have to include that that clip of my Nuvo bottle exploding, because why not? Oh, this is so cool, you guys. And this is like really cleaning my gel plate Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Okay, I really love putting neutral colors when you have a bunch of bright colors like that, because look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Because you get, see, we've got that bubble wrap texture, but you can't even tell that it's bubble wrap anymore. And then you've got these crazy like bits here and old chunks of paint. That's so cool. It reminds me of like, I don't know, like some sort of tapestry or something from like a million years ago. Yes, we can laugh because we've all had those moments. Very true. I don't know. I just like that this gives such a different feel. It's so pretty. Ah, I really like it. Okay. I will give you guys a sneak peek of what I ended up doing with one of my other backgrounds. I have not shared this yet because it's not going live for like at least another week. But I will share it with you guys. So this is one of the backgrounds that we made using the gel plate. And then I stenciled on the April stencil of the month from Brutus Monroe with some distress inks. And then I did a little stamping and a little die cuts with the square alphabet dies from Brutus Monroe. Popped those little guys up. Isn't that cool? Maybe I should start videos of just bloopers. Yes. I'm sure I could fill them up if I went back through and like found all the times that I like accidentally dropped something, or I don't know. There's a whole lot of it. Okay, yeah, so that is your sneak peek of a card that's coming up for a Inspiration Team Hop next week, I think. A week from today, maybe? I can't remember. It might be the week after that. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. So I just wanted to show you guys this because it's really cool to see what happens after the background is made, and I am bad about putting my backgrounds together and making something out of it. So I thought this was a cool way to use some of those backgrounds that we have made. Also, I do need some advice, you guys, because I'm a little bit stuck. I am participating, so this is a super sneaky peek because I'm still filming the video for this. It's not a new stamp set or anything, it's just for a collaboration hop that I'm going to be doing in May. So I am making this really cute little card. The theme is hedgehogs, and I'm a little bit stuck with what I want to do for the top. Like I thought maybe clouds or something, but obviously it's too plain as is. And I wanted to add something, but I also didn't want to take away too much from, because this pattern paper is Lawn Fawn, and I wanted it to like coordinate with my little Lawn Fawn thing I have going on here. So I thought like maybe some clouds, or like do I add some grass? I don't know. I just didn't want to get too crazy and like distract from it. And these guys are not glued down or anything. They're just kind of like nothing is, I haven't decided on anything. Oh, hey Dawn. Hey Fatima. Yeah, flowers. I don't know. I feel like it definitely needs some stuff. But I don't know. I got stuck and I didn't know what to add. So I sort of stopped working on it for a while, and I really want to get it finished so that I can have another thing checked off my list, you know? Speaking of the list, do you guys want to see the list? And I realized that it's not even all of it because I left off 2 things that are supposed to be on here that are not on here. Oh, hey, Janet. All right, check this out. So this does not include projects that I have already finished that were due this month. This is only projects that were still outstanding as of last night when I made this list. And we're not even in May yet, right? So this list is projects that I have to finish in May. On top of that, we're moving. Okay, so this is my list. I had to cover this up because you can't see what the name of this build a flower is. It's a secret. But yeah, so all these, they're all due dates. So I have 2 here, but they don't have, I don't have my dates yet for it. So every pink line is a due date, of stuff that I have to do soon. well, obviously they all have really early, some of them have really early due dates. Like May 4th, May 6th, May 7th, May 7th, May 8th. It's a lot. It's a lot. So this is all, yeah, this is all the projects that I still have to work on. And this is like in combination with us moving. So it's gonna be rough. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm gonna have to really, really get to it. And I have like a billion Brutus Monroe ones, like 8. One, yeah, 8. Yikes. So yeah, that's that. That's a lot of stuff. So when you guys hear me say like, I'm so busy, I have so many things to do, I really do. I have a lot of things to do. And 2 of them weren't even on there, and they're big ones. One of them I forgot to put on there was the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop, which is, it is May 27th, I think. So I have to have my video in prior to that so that it can be turned in for the links and whenever there's a due date. I need to figure that out. But so I have to film and edit and photograph and all that stuff. And then another one is for a top secret thing, but I can tell you that I am going to be published. What? I can't tell you where or when. Well, I can tell you that it's for the fall. I can't tell you anything else other than that. But one of my cards is going to be published in a magazine. What? I am on cloud 9. I don't know. This life is weird right now. Things are crazy. I have a full-time job watching my kids. I stay home with my kids, but they are nutso, so I don't get to craft unless they are asleep. Or my husband agrees to watch them. I mean, be their father, which he does. He's very, very accommodating for me to be able to make things. I really appreciate him for that. But yeah, so I stay at home with my children and I full-time mom it. So not in the sense that I have a 9-to-5 job that I have to go and punch in and punch out and all that stuff. But I mean, being a mom is hard too. I always laugh about it because it's like some people look down on stay-at-home moms, right? They're like, well, you don't have a real job. And I find that so funny because like people who work pay someone to watch their kids when they're at work, and that's a real job. So how come it's not a real job for me? Yeah, Janet, I don't really have the time to do what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't really have time either. I'm trying to make it work, but this is definitely the busiest I have been. This is a lot. It's a lot. It really is a lot. Yeah, because Rachel, the thing is that being a stay-at-home mom is like, you never get to clock out. It's crazy. And I kind of rolled my eyes when people would be like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, blah, blah, before I had kids. And, people would say, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and that's a job, and it's hard, and whatever. And I would kind of roll my eyes and be like, yeah, okay. You get to stay in your pajamas all day, and, like, you only have to leave the house if you feel like it, and you don't have a schedule, and blah, blah, blah. All those things that people say, I said them. I believed them. And then I had kids, and I stayed home, and contrary to what the media would have you believe, it is not all sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies to be a parent. And I will admit that I struggle. I mean, like, I don't want to put it out there like, oh, my life is so fabulous. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna try to play it off like I'm a perfect parent or a perfect mom or whatever, because there are a lot of times that I just feel like I can't. I feel like it's too much. It's too stressful, and I have really bad mom anxiety too, so that adds up as well. But I I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with, like, honestly, depression about my situation. And, like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but, like, I'm so thankful to be where I am. And what I mean by that is I'm so thankful to be in a position where I have a husband who supports me, where we, can make it work, that I can stay home with our children, because I'm going to be honest, it gives me super anxiety, thinking about somebody else watching them. But at the same time, like, I stay home because we can't afford for me to work. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I went to go to work, I wouldn't make enough money to justify paying for our children to be in daycare. So people say things like, oh, it must be nice to be able to stay home, like, to only have one of you working must be nice. And really, it's the opposite. It's that we don't have enough money for me to work, because all I would be doing is working to pay for daycare. And there's no point in doing that, really. It is, Rachel, it's so hard. The anxiety is really tough, and I don't know, I really struggle with it, but, anyway, like I said, I'm thankful to be in the situation that we are in, that, we have money to provide for our family. My husband is supportive. He, he supports me, and lets me do things that make me happy, like crafting or hanging out with my friends, if that's what I need to kind of recharge or whatever. But I definitely struggle with depression about being a stay-at-home mom, because a lot of times I feel trapped. Like, I feel like I lose my identity, and I don't have my own personality anymore. I feel like all I am is somebody's mom, and those feelings are really heavy. And people don't talk about it as much as I feel like they should, because I don't feel like it's not normal. I mean, it's normal to have feelings like that. But I think it's when we try to bottle them up that it becomes an issue, because obviously then, if you feel like you can't tell anyone how you feel because they're going to judge you, it's not a very healthy environment for anybody. Let's just say that. But yeah, so, like, I think the hard thing is I don't really see anybody. You guys are kind of my outlet, right? Like, I get on here and I come on and I talk to you guys, and even though you're not actually here, like, with me, beside me, you guys are my outlet to the creative side and to human interaction. You guys help me feel like a human, and like, like, I'm not just somebody's mom, like, I'm a real person still. And yeah, crafting definitely helps me, because it feels okay. So this is where I keep getting sidetracked. I before I met my husband. Okay, I feel like I have to keep backing up and backing up and backing up, because in order to say one part, I have to go back and tell you a different part, and then in order to say that, I have to go back. Okay, so anyway, story of me and my husband is that we met in the second grade. So I've known my husband since we were 6. And so the first question everyone asks is, "Oh my gosh, were you guys high school sweethearts?" And the answer is definitely not. No. We were totally our own people, did our own things. We hung out with some of the same people, but we really didn't do a whole lot together. Hey, Luisana. So anyway, we've known each other since we were 6. And then, okay, so fast forward to adult life. I've got my own career. I was working at Nordstrom for like 5 years. I worked there, and I started in the call center in Iowa, and I worked my way up, and then I moved to Seattle, and that's where their corporate office is. I moved to Seattle, and I got into this department called the privacy department, and it was all like very fancy, and it was my first salary job, and I felt like I was a big deal. And I was kind of important and I was going somewhere. I had a career. And then I moved back to Iowa and then things kept getting better. I got a management job in the fulfillment center and I was managing a team of like 40 people. And then I reconnected with my now husband over Facebook Messenger because I was playing Minecraft and I had posted a photo of something that I had made. And I guess he had been playing Minecraft too, and he showed his friend, and then they wanted me to come play on their Minecraft server and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we reconnected over video games and Facebook Messenger, and we started talking, and then we started talking more, and I ended up coming back to Virginia. That's where we grew up. We both grew up in Virginia. I ended up coming back to visit my mom, and then I spent most of the time that I was supposed to be visiting my mom with Andrew, because of course. And yes, so anyway, then we started dating then, and all of this to say, when we decided after a few months of dating that it really wasn't going to work to stay long distance, I was living in Iowa and he was living in Virginia. We decided that I was going to move back to Virginia, which was, I mean, a safe-ish thing because I grew up here, so it's like, you know, whatever. But I was going to have to transfer to a position at the Nordstrom store here in Virginia. And so I started kind of putting my feelers out for things, and now I've got like 5 years of experience under my belt. I should be pretty well qualified for most things that are entry level at the store. I've got a lot of company knowledge, whatever. Anyway, so I transferred, but they didn't have a comparable position for me because I was in a supervisor position. I was salary. I was managing 40 people. They didn't have a comparable position, but I was like, whatever, I'll just take whatever you have so that I can stay with the company, keep my benefits, blah, blah, blah. It was miserable. They had me working stock at the store. So I was doing freight, which, you know, if that's your thing, then whatever, but it's not my thing. And I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to be at the store when the trucks came. It was miserable. So when other positions came up, I applied for those, but they kept telling me I wasn't qualified, even though I definitely was. And so eventually I got the message that they didn't appreciate me. And so I ended up just quitting. And I thought, okay, I'll find another job. I'll work somewhere else. And, you know, it'll be fine, whatever. Except I didn't find another job. And I have not worked since. So I left my job at Nordstrom in 2013 in September or October. I think it was October of 2013, which is crazy. And it's now 2019. But anyway, shortly after we had gotten married and I was pregnant with my first son. So then I just kind of stopped looking for a job. And I just haven't worked since. So it's kind of, this is like a huge circle. Now we're back to this. But all of that to say that I sometimes struggle with feelings of resentment for not being able to work because I had my own career, I had my own job, I had my own life, and I kind of gave all of that up to be with my husband, which I'm obviously very happy that we are together and that we're married and we have beautiful children and whatever. But, you know, it was kind of like a loss of identity of feeling like, you know, like I was contributing something. And I've kind of found that again with card making and with being with all of you guys. It has kind of given me a little bit more validation than I was feeling before because I just wasn't feeling it. Like I was not doing anything. I just felt like a lump. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have anything. I wasn't contributing anything. And that was really hard for me. So now this is the first time in a long time that I have felt good overall about kind of like the way that things are going. And while I am very stressed out about moving and all my deadlines and whatever, and it's kind of a lot, I'm also extremely happy about where I am in everything. You're right, Janet, it really is. And you know what stinks is that I really felt like they did value me when I was in Seattle and when I was in Iowa, but then I moved here to Virginia and it was very superficial and the store just didn't, I don't know. I am not, I mean, you guys have seen pictures of me probably or my videos or whatever, but I have tattoos. I have a full sleeve tattoo on one arm. I have 2 eyebrow piercings. You know what I mean? Like, I am not a traditional Nordstrom employee by my looks, I would say. And I think that that really played a huge part in what happened at the store because I didn't fit into their little box of what their employees should look like. So I don't know. I felt that anyway. It could have been unrelated. I doubt it. But no, I don't know who that is. Excuse me. I'll have to look that up. I don't know. Is it a band or a person? You know, sometimes it sounds like a person, but it's actually a band. And sometimes it sounds like a band, but it's actually a person. You're right, Evilise. I didn't feel like that was right either. I was not a fan, and I left pretty unsettled. My feathers were ruffled, for sure. I did not like that at all. Okay, I'm going to push this out of the way for a second. Actually, I lied. I'm going to bring it back for a second. I'm going to get some black paint. No, they didn't fire me. I quit. Because, hold on, let me grab my paint so I can actually do something while we're sitting here talking. No, they didn't fire me. They basically just refused to give me any other position. So I went from being a manager of 40 plus people in the fulfillment center. Like I was doing scheduling, coaching, team building, all the things. Like I was doing everything for my team. I went from that to opening boxes of freight, making $11 an hour, which was like a huge pay upgrade compared to what the position was supposed to make. Apparently, I wasn't even supposed to make that much, but they capped me out, meaning like they gave me the highest rate that they could for that position. But yeah, so I was making $11 an hour and I had to pay to park. So and I was only getting like 4 hours a day. So by the time I had to pay for parking, it was just crap. The whole thing was crap. And anyway, so I would apply for a position, right? And the position I would apply for, okay, so when I said earlier that I worked in the privacy department in the corporate office, what that was basically loss prevention, but in the corporate office. So I would work on privacy incidents, basically where like if any sort of breach of data or something like that would happen, I would be there and I would have to work with the store's loss prevention and figure all this stuff out, whatever. Anyway, so I worked in corporate loss prevention where I would tell the stores, hey, here's what you have to do to make this right, or here, you know what I mean? Like, here's what you do. Then when I went to the store, I applied for loss prevention in the store and they told me I wasn't even qualified enough to get an interview. They wouldn't even give me an interview. So I never even got to talk to the person who was hiring. That was ridiculous. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so that made me really mad. I really like this. That's really cool. Yes, I was real mad about that. Yeah. So tell me how I'm not qualified if I've worked in the corporate privacy department. Like what? It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, then I also applied for customer service position. And that's where, okay, so I started in customer service in the call center. And that's where the majority of my experience, I worked at Nordstrom for 5 years. The majority of my experience at that company was in the call center doing customer service. Ooh, that's really cool. So I'm not sure how I wasn't qualified enough to work in customer service. I know, exactly, Fatima. But they were discriminating against me based on like my lack of Nordstrom appearance. Basically, that I don't want to say like a Barbie because that's not really fair to other people, but it kind of is like that. Like, you have to be like really prim and proper and like wear a pantsuit or something, and that's just not me. Um, just not me. Okay, so check that out. Those are the two different types of prints that you get. So we just layered them over top of ones that we already created. I'm in love with this. Love, love, love. It's so stinking cool. Because these, even though this was just bubble wrap, this looks like some sort of cool like Aztec print or something inside the holes there. I really like that. Oh my gosh, seriously, Fatima? That's so ridiculous. See, I hate stuff like that. It's so ridiculous. It drives me nuts. Because last time I checked, this is America, and we are supposed to be a country of immigrants. Like, we all came from somewhere, you know? Nobody is like American. It doesn't work like that. Well, I mean, none of us that claim to be American, you know what I mean. There were certainly people here before all of our ancestors got here, and nobody likes to talk about that part. Apparently, us. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. Excuse me. Things could get real political in here, and let's not go there. Okay, so I am looking over. I'm just looking at some of my different designs. I'm trying to decide what I want to do as far as this one's so cool. What I want to do for my background. If I want to cut pieces, like I was thinking about cutting like little hexagons with my Cricut out of my backgrounds, and then like making a pattern out of them, if that makes sense, and then putting my photo over top, and then kind of like using my embellishments and things like that to accent it. I don't know. Waitress, you get discriminated because of what they believe. Oh my gosh. Wow. See, that's hard. I used to work in the service industry, whether it's customer service or I used to work in restaurants too. And that is the hardest job, I feel like, because people are so mean. People are so, so mean, and I don't understand it. I don't understand how anyone could be so mean to another person. Oh, Evilise, that's awful. So what you need to do is just move to the mainland and work here instead. Yeah? And then your shipping wouldn't be so expensive. Although it shouldn't really be very expensive. But it probably takes a while. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I had a friend, which I need to check up on her. I have a friend that lives in Puerto Rico, and a waitress supervisor in a college town. Oh my gosh. Deborah. What college town do you live in? Is it somewhere that I would know? I feel like, I don't know. You're never too old. No, she lives in Puerto Rico. Although I said mainland, so that kind of makes it seem like she probably lives in Hawaii. Oh, in Florida. You know, how far... Okay, this is going to sound totally ridiculous because I'm bad at geography. How far is Fort Myers, Florida from Orlando? Is that really far? Florida's such a big state. Or is Orlando the one that has, like, the Disney places? Terrified of flying. Yes, Evilise. Oh, 3 hours. Okay. So, in December, as long as nothing comes up between now and then, in December, I'm planning a trip with a couple of my crafty friends, who Anyway, we're planning a trip, and we want to go to Disney with no kids. So it's just going to be the adults. And it's just going to be the girls, like us few crafty people. And we're going to go to Orlando, I guess, to Disney. And we're also going to drive to the My Favorite Things store, the boutique, whatever, in Eustis, Florida. And we planned it and bought tickets so that we can go to the Kathy Rakusin 30-day coloring challenge road trip stop at the store, at the My Favorite Things store that day. Excuse me. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's in December. As long as nothing comes up between then. But I think it's going to be so super cool. I've never done anything like that. I've never gone on a girls' trip or anything. I mean, my first trip, literally, well, okay, my first trip, what, do I need someone to carry my luggage? I mean, maybe. My first trip was, oh my gosh, Heidi, that's so cool. That's awesome. So my first trip was to the Brutus Monroe anniversary party, and I was gone for like a day and a half. It was like nothing. I drove there, I went to the thing, I did the lunch, I went to the party, and then I came home. So I was gone for like a day and a half. And then in January, I went to Creativation. That was my first real trip away from the kids. Sorry. That was my first real trip away from the kids. And I was gone for a week, which is crazy. This trip would be shorter. It's only like 4 days or something like that. But it's actually really cool because here, what am I saying? You guys, my brain. The flight. Oh my God. I can't even like remember what I was trying to say. The flights, so from here, we're close to where I live. So I live in Virginia Beach, but it's Norfolk is the closest hub or whatever for the airport. So from Norfolk to Orlando or something, it's like you can get $29 flights. It's nuts. It's so crazy. So I can hopefully go for super cheap. Okay, I had an idea because this background is speaking to me in ways that I cannot ignore. With this stamp set, I want to make a thing. So what I was thinking, because this is pretty well dry, I have a background stamp. Yes, Heidi, that would be so awesome. I would love that. Don't even apologize. That would be so cool. I mean, not that you did apologize, but if you were thinking about it, don't. I'm going to grab a background stamp. Hold on one second. This one. Okay, I'm just going to grab all of them. Okay, so I have that one. And then I also have, oh, but where is it? That's the problem. Oh, here it is. There it is. Okay, so I have all my background stamps in this, wow, that's really close, in this bin here. So I just keep them all in one little section. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, I'm a senior and I take a lot of one-day trips with the local senior center. Hey, that's really cool, Vay. I kind of wish I had some resources to be able to go on some day trips because it would be really cool. I feel like it's hard to plan stuff on your own, but like if you had a group of people to go with already and like you just either, like pay and hop on the bus or I don't know, that's just really cool. I like it. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. What if we got really crazy? Ooh, I love Mexican food. Did you know that? You did know that because I talk about Mexican food a lot and how we're friends with the Mexican restaurant owner. I do love my Mexican food. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to do this bottom. Ooh, check it out, check it out. I'm going to do this crazy. Okay, this one is called Wavy Coloring Book Background, I think. This is My Favorite Things background stamp. I'm going to use it on this, right? I'm thinking, I don't think this will fit in my original size Misty unless I cut it down, but let me, it might fit in there. Let's check. I think I need to cut it down just a little bit. I am also going to need to take out my foam pad thing. I say only till I get on the bus. That's awesome. I can't figure out why I'm not into mermaids. Oh no! It just depends for me. Okay, first of all, I need to, while I'm thinking about it, take it out. Okay, done. One step down. I'm just here cooking while I listen. Sorry I'm being kind of boring today, Luisana. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. I am being a little bit crazy. Now you've got my life story about how I met my husband. All of my sassy job history with Nordstrom. Your daughter's into mermaids? I like mermaids. I really like them. I mean, I don't like... Okay, so Norfolk is kind of like mermaid themed. There's like mermaids everywhere. Like when you go to the zoo, they have like all these crazy mermaids, and I don't know. It's kind of neat, but I don't... Luisana, yes, I did see the one that your daughter drew. Yes, in fact, I did. It was quite inappropriate. Sorry, with my coughing. It's so gross. Yes, I definitely did, and I laughed so hard when I saw that and when I read your comments. And like everyone else was chiming in with these hysterical comments, and I was just like, Lord have mercy, save us all. What are we even going to do here? Okay, so I'm taking a million years, but I think I'm actually going to move this up just a little bit because it's kind of getting stuck on the bottom. That's why I moved it up to begin with, or moved it in. The only thing I don't like is that it kind of doesn't close all the way by itself. It's kind of weird. I don't know why that is. Okay, so color-wise, you guys, what do we want to do? I'm not sure about stamping on acrylic paint. Do you guys know anything about that? I could definitely heat emboss. What do you guys think? Should we, because I'm only going to do this bottom section. I'm only going to do the bottom section. But I'm debating like what the best plan of attack is for this because I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. I'm also going to fold a piece of paper over to use kind of like a mask because I don't want to go above there. I probably should have done it a little bit shorter. That's cool. Anyway, do you guys know anything about stamping on acrylic paint? Like, do I need to use a specific type of ink, or should I just try to heat emboss it instead? Because I know that my mom was saying with alcohol markers, if you try to color with alcohol markers on acrylic paint, it will suck your marker dry. So there's that. I don't want to do that. You think I can use surface inks? Okay, I'll try that. Hold a second. Okay. So if you emboss it, oh, it might bubble up. Good call. I didn't think about that. Okay. Ugh, my children have been messing with my little ink cubes. Okay, so we've got turquoise, so we can either try to do kind of a tone on tone. The lapis might be, the color doesn't necessarily match. Look at my fancy collection, I know. Oh wait, maybe C. Let's try it and see if it's dark enough. I don't know if it's going to be dark enough. But let's try it. We'll see what happens. Because I don't want it to be like crazy overwhelming, but I do want it to show up. The only thing I didn't think about with this is that it's going to have a really harsh line, and I don't necessarily love that. Oh yeah, gum up the tip of your markers. That's no good. I don't want it to have a harsh line across. Do you guys know what I mean? I'm going to try... I'm going a little higher than I probably should. I'm actually just going to take away the paper because I'm just going to try to... I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to try it and see what happens. I'm trying to kind of just follow the little pattern a little bit. I'm not like, now that I'm using a paper towel on this. Ugh. That was not smart. Okay. Yeah, oh, rip the paper. Yeah, I thought about that, but instead I'm going to go the hard route. And I tried to ink it in waves. Uh-oh. I went right on top of my, hold on. I went right on top of the magnet. Fingers crossed. Stamp with a clean sponge on the edge. Oh, that would have been a good idea. Ugh, I should, the tray. The tray I got as a gift. Someone gave it to me, my friend Corin. But you can get them from Close to My Heart, I think is where we found that. And if you're in the Brutus Monroe fan club, yeah, then you can get Kara, my gosh, my brain, you guys, Kara Lynn Gonzalez. She is a demonstrator for Close to My Heart. If you need somebody to go through, but yeah, she can hook you up and sell them for you. So I'm just doing the bottom to kind of darken it up a little bit, and then it'll hopefully be like a little bit darker at the bottom and then lighter as it goes up towards the top, towards that purple. Yeah. Okay. I dig that. I think that's pretty cool. All right. So yeah, Close to My Heart. Okay, cool. And the last time we checked, they were actually on sale, which is cool. But yeah, so, okay, so now we've done that. I'm trying to figure out what our next step should be. I've got that scalloped one, the scalloped background stamp, which is really cool. But do we want to put that on the sky? I wish that I had the radiating stencil, you know, the radiating rays, I think is what it's called, stencil from My Favorite Things. Because I would totally use that. Okay. We're as clean as I'm going to get it right now. Alright, so I can go ahead and peel that off. That's junk. Where is my little... Here it is. I can never remember which side is the back. I guess the dull side is the one that I'm supposed to put on here. I can never remember which side is the right side. Hopefully that's correct. Good grief. Okay. So now we've got our cool little wavy whatever. I would like to kind of add some white frothy bits to the top maybe. So that it looks a little less weird. Because right now it looks a little funny. Okay. The pile of stuff on my desk, you guys, right now is insane. It's insane. Okay. I'm like shuffling things around in the hopes that I can make more room and actually see the supplies I put on my desk. Plain rubber stamps. Woo. All right. Wavy coloring book. Okay, so that's this one. All right, so then I have this one, which is called Mermaid Tail. Yeah, Mermaid Tail background. So we could use this for the sky if we wanted to. We don't have to, But whatever you guys think, if you think it would look cool, we could do that. If you don't think it would look cool, that's okay too. We can do something else. I just don't know what. Because I can put my C back. I don't want to make it look too weird. I mean, we could always leave it as is. Hey, Stacy. Okay. We've got all kinds of sea creatures. So I can turn this into a card later. We've got really cool mermaids. You know what would be so cool, you guys? To turn this into one of those, you know those cards that are like really tall and narrow? Like 3x8 or something crazy. I don't know what the dimensions are. Does anybody know what those card dimensions are? Like when it's like 3x, is it 3x8? The really tall, skinny cards or whatever. Because that would be actually really cool to make this into 2 cards instead of like one giant scene or whatever. Dare I cut this in half? Okay, let's see. 3. Well, that would be exactly half of this if I cut it to 3. Cut it diagonally. Yes, like the one Marie made for Mother's Day. Yep. This is harder than it looks. Like that? Oh, it doesn't really, it's not really very even. So when I cut it, there would be like all sky on this one and like barely any sea, and then all sea on this one and not very much sky. What do you think? Then you could put a cloud on the white part. All right, what do you guys think? Should we cut it diagonally? And if so, should we cut it straight diagonally, like exactly down the middle, or angled, or what? Yes, cut it diagonally. I'm never going to be able to get it. Wait, 4x9 1/4. Oh my gosh. What? 4x9 1/4. That's a crazy size. All right, are we doing this? Are we cutting it at a diagonal? This makes me nervous. This makes me a little nervous. I like our background. I'm nervous. Okay. Here we go. Ready? Whoop. It's done. It can't be undone. Okay, so then, oh, but see, the thing is, yeah, but it's really pretty paper. What is the website LCI? Tell me more, please. All right, so then the thing is, though, we're going to have to cut it. Hold on. We're going to have to cut it because it's longer than, this is 9 inches. So, paper site. Should we cut off this side? Are we making it 4? That's what your husband tells you. What does he know? There are several ways to do it now. You can trim to fit each corner and the critters in the center. Oh, it's a site you Google card sizes for. Okay, so what I'm wondering though is, do I cut it off? Which side do I trim? because if I trim this one to 4 inches, we're going to cut off all of the pink, and I don't love that. Yeah, because that's going to look really weird. So I think I have to do it this way, and then it's going to be, all right. I should have trimmed it down to the size I wanted first and then trimmed it diagonally. Okay, so if it's 4 inches altogether, then I want, I actually need to take off 1/4 of an inch this way so that it's a little shorter, because this is 9 inches. I wouldn't cut it anymore until you decide how you want to set it up. Okay, hold on, I'm thinking. My brain, you know how my brain works. So if the card needs to be, gosh, that seems huge, 4 by 9 1/4, and this is 9. Oh, I actually don't need to cut it. Okay, so 9 by 3.75. So I need to cut this to 3.75, and it'll be a little weird angled on the bottom, but that's okay. Like it'll cut off on the corner there, but that's all right. And then we have this cute little corner we can use for something else. Okay, so this is how it would work. So, I don't have how am I going to make a card base that big? I didn't think this through, you guys. I did not think this through. Okay, I'm going to use one of my big sheets. This is not going to be the actual card base because it's too flimsy. It's not sturdy enough. But what I'm going to do is, let's see, let's cut this. Okay, if it needs to be 4, then it needs to be 8 inches. And this is 9 inches, so I need to cut 1 inch off of it. Whew. I'm at least trying to get myself a card base so that I can at least see what it will look like. Hold on. Yeah, okay. I'm like, am I doing this right? I don't know. Okay, and then this one needs to be 9 1/4, and it's 12. So I need to cut off 3/4 would make 10. So 2 3/4. Gosh, I don't know if this is right. Woo. 2 3/4. But the problem is also these construction paper pieces are not straight. So the likelihood of me getting any sort of, like I said, this is not for the actual thing because it's not sturdy enough, but I wanted to at least have an example. Oh yeah, see, like it's not even straight. It's fine, whatever. We're just using it as a fill-in piece for now. We'll flip it this way so you can't tell that it's not straight. I'm not smart enough for this. I feel like I'm getting really confused. Yeah, but see, this didn't work out right, huh? Something is not right here. Something happened. What happened? 9 1/4. How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 1/4. How did this happen? Because I thought this was 9. It was 6 because I had cut it. It was 6 by something. You think it looks cool in this length? Whew. Do you think I should just chop the top of the card off? Excuse me. I'm so confused by this. A white border on one side. You guys, I'm confused. I don't know. You like it like this? Like with it, having it being really tall? It's so tall. Okay. Well, like I said, we can't really do much with this because this is a really not sturdy card base. So the thing is that then, so now I've got like, I can build my underwater scene here, and then like I can put a rock here at the top maybe and have her sitting on the rock. Is that a thing? I mean, that's a thing. I made a card once before that had a similar sort of setup where she was like sitting at the top. I like that. Okay, so it is so tall. Or maybe trim to the tip of the color paper. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe just like right where the same border would be, like 1/4 of an inch, like right there. Maybe just trim like 1/2 of an inch off or something of the top. It really is so tall. Excuse me. Okay, well, so now I can play around with that a little bit. I can't wait to do this and show you guys what it looks like. I should, okay. I'm having an idea, an epiphany, if you will. Oh, a mermaid peeking out from the edge. That would be really cute. Like this one right here. She can be like leaning in from the side, like, yoo-hoo. Yeah, I like her. Okay, so I had an idea that maybe I could do something like this for the Save the Crafty YouTuber hop. I can make my little gel print background, stamp it with the cool watery whatever, and then build my card. That would be really cool. Now I have ideas of what I can do. That's super cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna try that. All right, so that's that. All right, it's like 9 o'clock, so I've been on for like an hour and 20 minutes or so. I do have a lot of things that I need to do. I actually stayed on longer than I intended to stay on, but whoops. So I am gonna go ahead and run for now, but I can't wait to hang out with you guys again. I'm supposed to teach a Cricut class this Friday, but I think it's going to get canceled because there's only one person signed up for it right now. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I really like this. Look how it's drying. It's actually kind of flattening out. That's awesome. This is really pretty. Love that. Love that. Where's my other pretty one that I liked? These ones. Love that and love that. These are some cool backgrounds from tonight, you guys. I'm digging it. Okay. All right, well, I will see you guys again real soon. At the latest, I'll see you again on Monday night around 7:30. Hugs and love to all of you guys. I'll be sharing projects. I do need to put a schedule together for you guys so you guys know what's coming up. But just a reminder, the 27th is the blog hop and video type hop for Pear Blossom Press, their new Power Pack kit for light up cards. So I'm really super excited for that. I will, let's see, do I have that card somewhere nearby? I do. All right, I'm going to give you guys a super sneaky sneak peek of something that I'm not going to share anywhere else right before I go. So this is my card for that hop. I can't wait to share it with you. Beep. Which background? Look at that. It's lighting up. I'm obsessed. I totally love this card. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm not going to light it all the way up. But yes, so this is my card, and it lights up, and it's so super cute. I love it. But yeah, so that's what you're going to see how to make on the 27th. So if you want to check back then, I will definitely have a video up. And also my second guest design video for the Hedgehog Hollow will be up on Sunday. That is the 29th. So the 27th for the blog hop, and then the 29th for my guest design spot with Hedgehog Hollow. Yay! Okay, so that is it. I love you guys all so much. I will see you again really soon in another video. Hugs and love to all of you.